were even discussing like, oh yeah, me coming back like in a couple weeks. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to work out. Yes. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Naomi, aka Ivory Naomi on all my platforms, and we are at the end of our series, the third L that I took during Valentine's Day. It might be the biggest L I took during Valentine's Day. This was actually a very recent Valentine. It was last year. Like, I obviously don't be learning because every year I be taking an L on Valentine's Day. But this one probably hurt me the most because I feel like I spent the most money and time on this one. So we're just automatically gonna name this man Will. His name is gonna be Will. Will is somebody I've known since college. I had a crush on him since like my sophomore year, but I never decided to try to talk to him, nothing. He was so nice. Literally anybody that knows Will knows him as the nicest person you'll probably ever meet. Like, he is a sweetheart. That's why I'm so confused how this became an L. Like, anyways, so, you know, during college, I always thought he was cute. Never shot my shot. But, you know, he ended up moving to a city near me, which was like, and I was living in Norfolk. And so, like, we would flirt on the gram a little bit. It was cool. We would flirt sometimes. But I always had a crush on him. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, he would be perfect. The thing about me is, I think it might be my zodiac sign. When you like somebody, the first thing you think about is like, oh my gosh, marriage. It's sad. But that's the first thing that comes to mind. Oh, I could marry him. So in my head, I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's so nice. And he flirts with me, like, blah, blah, blah. I had a crush on him forever. Let me shoot my shot. So I decided to ask him to be my Valentine. I was cute about it too. I decided to find like this cute little picture on Pinterest, pretty much like, if I find the picture, I'll post it in this video. But it was a cute little picture, pretty much saying like, will you be my Valentine? He was like, yeah, of course I'll be your Valentine. Da, da, da. I'm over here like, shot the shot and I scored. Okay, I was so excited. So we had to make plans. Like, we had decided that instead of celebrating Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day, we were going to do it the following week because he was free. So, I ended up like, you know, I was like, well, I'm going all out for this dude. Like, apart from driving 4 hours or 5, that's how long it took me. I'm going all out for him. I'm going to buy him a present. It's about to be lit. So I did. I ended up buying, actually customizing a whole basket for him. It was like, because like that's me. Like, I like gifts. I like making people things. I like creating things. So I had made this legit basket. Something you would have thought you could have bought at like Walmart or something. In his favorite color. I bought his favorite candy, his favorite like brand hat, bought him a pair of Vans in his favorite color. Like, I went all out because apart from trying to shoot my shot, I was trying to secure the bag. I'm trying to secure the man, you understand? I wanted this man to be mine. Love. I'm such a romantic for no reason because I'm taking these L's. So, made the basket and everything. I was so excited to give it to him because I just like seeing people's expressions when I give them gifts. So, I'm telling my friends about him and this, that, and the third. I'm so excited. Ended up telling like my girlfriend and guy friends, like people that knew him, like, OMG, I'm so excited, this, that, and the third. So one of my guy friends, side note, this is somebody I've been friends with for like years. We've been friends since like freshman year. We had like a little thing in the past, but you know, we let that shit die in the past and we became friends and it was like a really strong friendship. So I was telling him about it because he didn't go to my school anymore. So I was like, yeah, I'm coming out there. Like, we can link and blah, blah, blah. I was telling him about everything. I even sent him a picture of the basket. He was like low-key being shady and a hater. But that's him. I just took it as him being him. That's how he always was. So I didn't take it as anything for real. We're going to call this person John. So nobody gets confused. Will is the nice, beautiful man. And John is my friend that likes me. So, moving on. During homecoming, John had told me he liked me, and I told him I didn't like him. So we just let that shit die, and we proceeded with our friendship. I thought it died because somebody tells you they don't like you. What do you expect them to do? To just let it go? So, me telling him I'm coming down, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm excited to see you." I was like, "Yeah, cool, blah blah blah." That Friday, drove all the way down to. Took me like 5.5 hours. Like, drained was an understatement. I finally get to Will's apartment, and he helps me get my stuff out the car, and I give him his gifts, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I love it. He loves it so much." This, that, and the third. I was like, "Yeah, la, la, la." We ended up like playing a game that I had bought. Like, great energy, great time. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I like him. I really like him. Like, he's mad cool." Next day, during the day, he ended up going to work because he did say that he was going to have to work one of those days. Ended up going to work. During the day, I was like talking to my friends, including John, and he was like explaining how everything was going. He was like, "Oh, that's cool, blah, blah." He asked me like, "Oh, so when are we going to link?" I was like, "Oh, we can link the day I'm leaving, which is Sunday." He was like, "Cool." So that Saturday we ended up like going out. Had like I ended up going out with Will. Going out, it was so fun. Like, went out to eat, went to a hookah bar. I had such a blast. Like, and we were even discussing like, oh yeah, me coming back like in a couple weeks. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to work out. Yes, yes. That's what I thought. So Sunday morning, I was like, packing my stuff up. He was ended up going to work after I was leaving. So, got my stuff together. I was like, yeah, I'm about to head out. I texted John to let him know, like, hey, where you trying to meet up? This, that, and the third. I ended up leaving Will, linked up with John. I'm waiting for John in like this parking lot next to Arita's. So I'm waiting for him. John pulls up, gets in my car, and I'm just like, what's good, bro? Like, da-da-da-da. We shopping it up and whatnot. And he was like, yeah, I just left out the store that Will works at, because he worked at like this very popular store. So I was just like, cool. It was just like, I was like, why is he saying that? And why did you go there? Like, you went there and did you buy something? I think maybe he did. I can't remember if he bought something. I was just like confused. What he doing? So then, he ended up, yeah, he was like, yeah, I saw him. I was like, cool. He was like, yeah, I ended up talking to him. I was like, cool. He was like, yeah, I pretty much told him I was up here to see you. And I was just like, what you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Why did you do that? Not that I had anything to hide. It just seemed like it was a scheme. Like, why did you? It was like steps to what he was telling me. And looking at his face, you could tell like something was up. I was just like, why did you do all that? He was like, oh, it's not that serious. I was like, it kind of is, because I don't understand why you brought me up in the conversation. But, I let it go, whatever. We ended up getting some Ritas, chopping it up and like, catching up on life and everything. Ended up leaving, making my drive back. When I got home, I contacted Will and I was like, yeah, I got home. No response. I was like, what? And I'm telling you, because this happens to me frequently with people ghosting me for no fucking reason, or the reasons that I don't know, I just start to get very anxious. And I just start getting anxious and be feeling depressed. Like, what did I do this time? Like, this guy was so great. Like, oh my gosh. I'm over here talking to my friends, like, they're just like, yeah, we don't really understand, like, why. Not even thinking about the whole John going to Will's store. I'm not thinking about that, because it's just like, the way John told the story, it didn't seem too much of a big deal. And for me, personally, it didn't make sense at the time why Will would, like, stop talking to me off of that. So, in the end, I ended up talking to John, like, explaining how I was feeling, like, damn, like, he just ghosted me. He was just like, I guess, like, me continuously talking about how sad I was, he was just like,
damn, like, you're probably going to be mad at me, so I should just, like, let me apologize now.
And I was just like, what do you mean? So once he said that, everything started to click. This man, John, who was supposed to be my friend, pretty much sabotaged everything I could have had with Will. Like, sabotaged everything for no reason. Like, or maybe because he still likes me. I don't know. But then, like, I think 2 days later, Will had to, like, contact him. Like, oh, I've been busy. But you've been busy? Your ass be lying. Like, you had those same jobs before I came out there. Like, what are you talking about? Like, after that, ghosted me again. So I just let it go. Let it go, let him go. Cried maybe for like 2 days and just let it go. He be hitting me up still on Instagram, and I just be like, ha, and just keep it moving. As for John, I had to kill that friendship because what? He wasn't trying to see me prosper. And the lesson learned in this whole series is you're better off alone on Valentine's Day. Forget a Valentine. Be happy by yourself. If you like this video, like, and please subscribe. And also, please comment and let me know about any of the L's you've taken on Valentine's Day.